My dear friends, we celebrate today the second Sunday of Easter. This Sunday is popularly known as Divine Mercy Sunday, and consequently, the readings for this Sunday are about God's divine mercy, which is given to us through our need for the forgiveness of our sins, and also our need for trusting faith. It is almost impossible to put the meaning of faith in a word. Along with that, our own experience leads us to the understanding that faith is more than words that our mouth can express. Faith is more than belief without having seen. All the heroes of faith in the Old Covenant acted on their faith. They did something. Every one of them believed and acted. By faith, Noah prepared an ark. By faith, Abraham obeyed, and so on. In a few words, faith is a daily experience. Today's Gospel emphasizes the importance of faith in the presence of Jesus. This Gospel also shows us that there are different kinds of faith, and that faith comes in different ways and with different intensities to different people. Some of the disciples believe upon seeing the empty tomb. Mary Magdalene believed when Jesus calls her name. Thomas today says that he must touch Jesus' wounds, otherwise he won't believe. People have different needs and find various routes to faith. Thomas never physically inspects Jesus' wounds as he claimed he needed to do before he would believe. His need to touch Jesus seems to evaporate once he sees the risen Lord. Through the series of response to the reality of Easter presented in the Gospel, we discover that believing is neither a matter of physical proofs nor having our condition met. It's more than that. Likewise, believing is not simply a matter of seeing, but transcends seeing, as Jesus makes it clear for Thomas and for us as well. Thomas would speak to doubters today, to those of us who have seen our hopes and dreams destroyed. Doubting Thomas would tell his own story of how Jesus' life had intercepted his own life. He would tell us of his fears and his doubt. Like Thomas, our doubts, when allowed, will not allow us to believe anymore. We must be careful not to doubt, but to believe. It is said in the book of Hebrews that by faith we are able to believe in God who is unseen. Without faith, we won't be able to see God's glory. So we must choose to believe in God, even if the only thing we are holding on to is His word. So God wants us to believe in Him, even without tangible proof. That's evidence of our faith in Him. Thomas needed some evidence in order to believe in Jesus. But Thomas refused to run on someone else's gasoline. Like Thomas, you cannot vicariously share anyone else's belief forever. In order to resolve your own doubt, my friends, you need to decide that you will have the experience of God yourself. As you see in the Gospel, Thomas verbalized his doubts. Thomas asked questions. When he found answers, Thomas was willing to accept those answers and to act on them. The reason for verbalizing doubts is not to get sympathy, is to resolve those doubts. So the questions that concern your doubts do have answers. The reason for asking question is not to show your deep philosophical nature, it is to get answers. The reason for risking is not to show your courage, it is to find the reality of God, of the universe, the God of Jesus. If Jesus answers Thomas' doubt, he will answer yours as well. In fact, Jesus answered exactly, precisely, and totally the questions of Thomas. And Thomas did not even know that Jesus had heard the question. Presenting the doubting Thomas' famous profession of faith, my Lord and my God, the gospel illustrates how Jesus showed his mercy to the doubting apostle and emphasizes the importance of faith for everyone, the importance of faith in our own life. The today's first reading also highlights how the early church grew every day because of acts of mercy. As I mentioned, God revealed his mercy by sending his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, to become our Savior and our Lord by his suffering, death, and resurrection. Today's gospel reminds us, my friends, of how Jesus instituted the sacrament of reconciliation, a sacrament of divine mercy, when he gave his apostles the power to forgive sins with the following words: whose sins you forgive, they are forgiven them, and whose sins you retain, they are retained. My dear friends, let us practice mercy in our daily lives in order to become eligible for God's merciful judgment. Let us ask the Lord and this Eucharist to increase our faith, because faith gives us power to confront and to transform our tragedy. Amen.